know we now have 11 people that have signed up for pickup, and a couple of them do have mattresses. So get them out of town. So that was in that grant that's been budgeted. It looks like we had planned on 2 days of picking up for Friday and Saturday. I think if we can get all of it picked up on Friday, then I won't have to have them come back on Saturday. And that, again, will help us to keep the dumpsters going. If they fill, get them out of town, bring another one.
How many dumpsters are there going to be?
There will be 3 throughout the town, and each time they get full, they'll just keep changing them out.
Okay.
What dates are they?
It starts Good Friday, and it ends May 3rd.
It's right there, 18th and May 3rd.
May 3rd.
May 3rd. I'll just take word for it. May 3rd.
Yeah.
April 18th to May 3rd.
Who's gonna manage hauling all the dumpsters in to start filling up fast?
They will. It's,
They do it?
yes, AWS, who is the one in charge.
Let's hope they fill up fast.
There's a lot that could be put in them if he sent out letters, some special invites, and he told me today he only heard from one.
I'm trying to, did Haley have something up on the Facebook? Okay, I thought so, I'll just have to reshare it.
It's been on Facebook, we sent
Yeah,
out
that's what I
those
thought. Yes, I
little
did see those things,
Postcard
yeah.
things.
postcards.
Those were nice.
Yeah.
And I did, well, that was part of the grant, they paid for that.
Yeah.
I did have somebody call me, I lost that postcard.
Postcard.
What day? Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I did have somebody, I was kind of hoping the picture for the contest was before they hauled the trash this coming up, but I had somebody submit a picture already. It was a house they had purchased and cleaned it up, so if we get no more, at least
You got one.
it's
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
it looks so much better, so. Did that help? And I think it does say to call Haley. Several have called Haley, and then she'll ask me some questions or Greg, so. We'll see. Anything else, Jamie? Haley?
I have 2 things. The one being, I don't know if this is a council thing, a fire department thing, or what, but my mom works at the school, and whenever they did the test fire alarm or sirens, they can barely hear them at the school. Even talking with like kindergarten teachers on the first floor closest to the fire department, they just say they struggle to hear them. They didn't even know they were going off.
That's always for sure.
Yeah. It goes to the county emergency management, Lee Swisher, but we can contact
Okay.
them. Sometimes they have to check and see if they go.
I heard them the other day, so,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
Was the wind going 100 miles an hour? The
I don't know.
opposite
It's just
direction?
from the school where, I mean,
Okay.
first floor, like I said, it was closest, it was the north side of the school closest to the fire department.
Would the one at the firehouse be the
That
closest
would
one?
be the one.
Mhm.
Is it the other one's at, by the water treatment? the
One
other
else by the
one's down
cemetery.
from you.
Yeah.
And they were going off,
Yeah.
they went off, so.
Yeah, that's what
not sure.
I'm just saying what I heard from the schools, they're not
No,
very well heard.
I'd rather be safe than
Yeah,
sorry. Thank
yeah.
you.
And then the second thing is, I don't know if it's common but I know we've had the issue, before practice, the homeless guy walking out of the dugouts. So they don't know if he's sleeping there or if he's just hanging out there.
He hangs out there,
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe she just wasn't a fan of all her girls showing up and he's walking out of the.
Not much I can do about it. I mean, it's a public facility.
Yeah.
He doesn't normally interact with people, so that's probably why he leaves. As soon as he sees that people's coming, he will.
I think her concern was just if he was sleeping there or not, and just ensuring he wasn't.
Yeah, no, he's not sleeping there. I mean, he walks around everywhere. Can't say that he doesn't lay down in there when he's, I mean, you just never know with him.
Mhm.
But he doesn't actually sleep there. I
Okay.
think just tell her if there's any issues, just to call right away.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't ever like approach him.
Right.
Just call and I'll be there. the sheriff's office will be.
Okay.
Okay.
As I say, he very seldom makes eye contact.
No.
Okay, student committee report.
Alright. I have these to pass out. We got. Our garage sale's underway, there's been lots of donations. From teachers,
Okay,
especially.
they are piling things up for you?
Yes.
Well, we have piles here too.
What do you?
You don't want all my stuff over there.
Do that.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Oh. But yeah, there's been lots of donations. I still have to get with a few teachers, to help pick up their stuff, obviously, cause they're in school during when we can donate. Would you like one?
Sure.
And then we were put on the,
Yes.
part of the 45 garage sales, so we are on the list in the map. Park picnic day is underway. There has been some miscommunication. I originally gave everyone like a task to do, but bounce houses wasn't covered. So I had to personally reach out, and there's not a whole lot available, being Memorial Day weekend. So I don't, my thought was we could maybe like do a monetary donation to the pool, if that was an option. I don't know how much, the community foundation, do you know how much they donated last year for that to be,
You mean like rent the pool or open it for a day?
basically?
Oh, 350 maybe? I'd have to go and look. I know that it's each year, and I haven't figured it out yet this year with the price of chemicals, and we have raised it, but
It's probably still not as expensive as the bounce house setup that you guys have had the last couple of years.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know if we wanted to do like something like that along with the food trucks and do like cornhole boards. Cause as far as like the bounce houses, it might not be feasible.
did you check with Blake Hamlin?
That's
I
the monkey.
think so.
Monkey Around Businesses is trash,
Okay.
but, B and H Pallet,
Liquidators,
Liquidators.
yeah.
he sets
Okay.
bounce houses up inside of there, so he owns a lot of them, I think.
Okay, I can, yeah, reach.
If you want to check or send me an email, I'd probably give you his phone number.
Okay.
I have a question about the pool. When do we plan to open that? Will it be open this, the day of the event?
When school out.
June 3rd is the last day.
It won't be open Memorial
We've
Day.
not opened it
Okay,
before.
so it won't even be
So-
open for the park day, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And your garage sale, I'm gonna go back. Your
Yeah.
garage sale is only gonna be on Saturday here, correct?
Yeah.
8 to 2. Are you guys gonna come up here and set up before
Yeah.
that then? Okay.
One thing that, if we can't do bounce houses, maybe you guys could look into filling like 5-gallon buckets with some bubble solution and getting a bunch of big bubble ones, so little kids could like
Yeah.
put bubbles all over and have stations throughout, that'd be fun. Or I don't know if, what about the reusable water balloons? Like, that, pop open and you can dump them in there, refill them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to brainstorm something. Cause there's also, 2 people, Denise has her quinceañera in Mexico, so she won't be there.
Oh, that's good.
As well as Maddie, so we're lacking volunteers.
Maybe chat with Jane at the library or Tessa and
Okay.
the foam, they had that foam party where they had like the foam that they sprayed all through the yard for the kids last summer. He did a couple different types of things, so maybe you could get something like that in instead of bounce houses.
Yeah.
Do you have it like a volunteer thing now for those, like, students?
We
that
actually,
come?
National Honor Society, but Miss
Okay.
Schrader's supposed to be creating some list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you brainstorm some options now because the bounce houses don't work.
Right.
So.
but yeah.
Well, hopefully we can find some volunteers. Who
Hopefully.
do you know who they checked with, Christian?
I personally checked with someplace in Toledo and Upper Sandusky and Lima.
Okay. Cause I think we
Lipstick
used one out
hardware.
of Lime, or Finley.
Yeah.
Gottfield or something.
I rented one from Lipstick Hardware, they delivered and all that stuff for you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Blake Hamlin has a lot that he rents out too, so he's
I don't
definitely.
think I've contacted him, but,
He's in Finley, so he's working.
okay.
Are they tax exempt? I have that question.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I think there's still a problem if there's no volunteers, right?
Yeah.
So is it possible to do is it set that if you can't do that, can you do like a sponsor day to pull a different day, or you
Yeah.
just, that way you have a fallback if it
Right.
doesn't? The volunteers, those ideas are fun, but if you don't have anybody to do it, you
To
know.
run it.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's
A free-for-all.
a tough one,
Yeah.
like plenty, so.
Okay,
But that's it.
well, just keep us posted,
I will.
okay?
Yep,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to legislative. Melissa.
First reading of ordinance O 2025-07, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to appoint Melanie Lee as the fiscal officer for the village of Macomb, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2025-07.
I'll second.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Klein?
Yes.
Second, third reading of ordinance 2025-07.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-07.
I'll second.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
First reading of ordinance O 2025-08, an ordinance approving the contract to furnish emergency management between Hancock County and the village of Macomb.
My copy says 07, but the copy does not.
Oh, okay, sorry, it's 08, yeah. The original says 08,
I just wanted to make sure you.
Yeah. yeah. Yeah, Kathy's got the original. That's right, correct. For the signatures,
Oh,
yeah, sorry.
how'd that look?
It was laying right under the amended,
Okay.
yeah, it's 08. Last minute Thursday at 4 o'clock. But we've had this between them for years, so, the agreement.
It's, all the townships and everything.
How often is the agreement?
I think this is the first, I think it's the first 2-year one we've had it. It's usually every year, if I remember right. Seems like it is.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, I don't remember doing
Maybe
that.
it's been a 5-year.
Well, we always paid for it, and I think,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it could have been a 5-year, you're right. I know we paid for it every
So
year.
what exactly is this? I don't know what it is.
It's an agreement between us and Hancock County, let me grab it.
Services of Hancock County.
Yeah.
I started reading through that, this is kind of
So that they,
confusing.
I'm trying to think if this is the same one as the sirens or not. That's what I was thinking, it was the sirens.
Okay.
And testing them and making sure they're working and something they replace, batteries, they go around and check batteries and make sure everything's functional for us through Hancock County.
Did the numbers change any from the last contract?
I think it went up 3 to 5%.
Date's January 1st, 2025, that doesn't matter, does it?
No, because that's when they sent it out, it was after like the end of January before I got it, so it's just to cover the bases. And I lost my file. Should have done it sooner.
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yeah.
Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Second and third reading of ordinance O 2025-08.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance O 2025-08.
Second.
I have a question, Rob. If there's no emergency thing in there, does that change anything, the top of it? The emergency clause?
Declaring an emergency.
That just make it wait
Oh,
for
yeah,
30
is
days?
it-
Yeah.
The amended
This is
one.
there.
Am I looking? If it's,
On
yeah,
here,
it's-
or where's the original?
It's on the ordinance itself on the agenda. It doesn't say declaring an emergency. Cause I just took off of exactly what they had
Like
put.
their
Oh.
It
ordinance.
doesn't have it on the,
I don't know if it matters, it's just gonna wait the 30 days to go into effect, right?
This is the original?
Yeah, that's theirs, that they sent to us.
Where's the,
There's the.
they're already providing the services, right?
Yeah.
Now, is this the first reading of this, right?
We just suspended the rules for it though. We
Yeah,
probably
don't have
need
any
to.
emergency
There's no
language.
That's what I thought of after I read that
Okay.
top part.
So what we can do is, you've read it tonight, throw the emergency language
Next
in it for
time.
next time, and then you just have to go 2 readings. Yeah, no emergency language, no emergency.
Okay.
And this is the same contract everybody uses.
It says emergency all over it.
Right. I would, emergency the reason would be something effective, so that we have this in place in case of, emergency, whatever line we wanna use. But yeah, we can do an amendment, and then in the agenda next time, it should say amended, like.
And then add that.
Yeah, ordinance 2025-08 amended. And then you'll reread it and off we go. You guys don't deal a lot with amending your ordinances, but Finley does it all the time. Whether it's grammatical or something else, the number's wrong.
just to argue.
Or just to argue.
Okay, I see. Okay, so we'll hold that one then till,
Yes, that'll be effective, you'll have it effective in May.
okay, we have pages 22 through 45. Do you have anything you want to share on the papers, Melissa?
I believe so.
Any questions? The auditor has been here, right?
Yep, it should be, it's just a, whatever you call it. There's 3 initials, I can never remember what it is, like CPA or MPA or something, and it's just in and out, and, yeah.
That's what the box is back there.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh, that was for grass sale.
Oh, no, you don't want to,
Now it goes to the garage sale.
We're in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Where's that shredder?
I gotta wait 30 days.
Okay, Greg, your report.
Go over all these, I'll go through some. One, I'd like to offer to the library a free pool party July 8th for kids who signed up for the summer reading program. I believe we did this last year for them, just making sure everybody's on board with that. If we need
So are they
anything.
using the bathtub houses to get involved with it?
Yeah, that's for the color run or something.
Oh, okay.
There's a color color run, I don't know what that involves. I'll
No,
take-
Color Me, the Janelle Holman is a color one, but I don't know if that's part of it. I would get it as a motion to offer them a free one.
I'll make
Make-
a motion to offer the library free pool party for July 8th.
Second.
Should we also waive the rental fees for shelter houses? And to waive
I'm
the,
okay with that.
and to waive the rental fees for the shelter houses.
I'll second.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Mrs. Clyde?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Thank you. Number 3, I did meet with Josh. He's a Clemens Nelson representative. I spent 3 hours with him going over the policy procedural manual. We went over sentence by sentence, used his updated versions, reworded some things that I felt needed addressed, and he agreed with. So he is now taking that back, and they are making a PDF version, and we'll review that again with what he left here, and then if we see no issues with that, he'll give us the final manual so we can hand out. I did send out 10 notices to property owners, encourage them to participate in the Operation Trash Bash. We had 1 callback to participate. So I did mention in the letter, if they chose not to participate, they will be getting a nice letter from the village, official notice to clean up the property. And if they don't, then they'll get a nice letter from Rob, and then he takes it from there. Number 10, spring is here, just want to remind residents to mow their yards. Seems to be the same property owners year after year choose not to mow. Just a reminder that it's $100 an hour with a minimum of 2 hours for the village to come mow your yard. Chief Blunk and I, and also Rob, have been working together on junk vehicle violators. We do have 1 property owner that has received a letter from Rob about getting rid of junk vehicles. I believe he just said that it might be going to the next phase, to court or whatever, getting a love letter or something, I don't know.
Keep getting charged.
We do have several throughout the village. Rob, I kind of talked with Rob, and I know what he wants now. So I've been doing that and documenting it, and I'm kind of waiting maybe 30 days to see that the vehicle has not moved. I've been taking pictures and writing it down, and so has Tammy has given me pictures. So after we get that evidence, then we're going to move forward, and hopefully we get some of these junk vehicles out of here. I do would like to thank Billy Seifert. He come in the morning that those storms went through. He was here at 4:30 in the morning cleaning Main Street with all of glass that blew out of Mr. Wallace's buildings. The whole Main Street was covered in glass.
Which one did they blow out of?
There's a couple buildings. There might be 3 or 4
From
on
up top or down below? Down
Up
below.
top.
Oh, how many of them?
I think there was 5 altogether. But Joe come up, I called him that morning, and he come up, and we took out the ones that could fall, that were still broken. But I don't know what his plan on, and that hopefully he gets some windows replaced. I received the official letter from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources that the village was awarded a $320,000 grant, and then we are matching that, I think up to 320 or 300.
We originally voted 300.
That's what I thought. So as of now, 300. So it's a $620,000 grant to do work at the front entrance of the park. working with Kleinfelder to design the project. It's around the tennis courts and back towards the entrance of the park. We look forward to sitting down with Kleinfelder to get the rough idea that you, the council, have come up with into an actual design. And I forgot to add, this isn't on yours, I got an email from Casey from Hancock County Regional Planning about the draft, the scope of work summary for the community center. Hopefully we can get this out to bid sometime this week. I just like to read the scope of work so we all know what is involved with this. The proposed outcome is the installation of a prefabricated community building located at the Village of Macomb Community Park in Hancock County, Ohio. We might have to reword that because it's not really in the park. Plumbing and electrical rough ends are included. Color of prefabricated building to be approved prior to order. Site work and installation of accompanying concrete sidewalk and parking lot is included. Installation of beautification elements, benches, solar light poles, and trash receptacles would be included. And consult attached site plans for project details. Contractor's estimate will include price of Wood County permit fees, zoning permits, portable restroom, and dumpsters at work site. This project is funded by a community development block grant and is subject to federal and state requirements, including equal opportunity requirements, Section 3 requirements, and Davis-Bacon federal prevailing wage requirements. The engineer's estimate is $681,750.55. The final completion date is July 15th of 2026. We have on here as the base bids is the parking lot, the sidewalk, benches, solar light poles, the trash receptacles, the pre-engineered metal building, includes canopy site but excludes the canopy. Site work, plumbing, and electrical rough ends. What is going to be listed as alternatives is the interior build out, the building HVAC, the building plumbing, and the building electrical. So as long as everybody's on board with that, I'm going to tell her to go ahead.
The parking lot, it didn't say asphalt, it was put right in there with cement sidewalks or something. I just want to make sure that they don't think they're putting in a cement parking lot.
Concrete sidewalk and asphalt
Oh,
parking lot.
okay, I
Sorry, I must
didn't
not
read the
have
word
that.
asphalt. Okay,
Sorry.
good.
The canopy's not a part of it?
Say that.
The canopy's not a part of it?
I don't understand why.
It's not part of the grant fund. That's why. She only listed the things that were paid by the grant as far as the beautification and the actual building.
But like, I mean, the canopy is like the little porch that comes out over the front
The
door.
porch over.
Were they just talking their 4 walls? I think that's what they were just originally what it was for.
Whatever it is, that's a surprise, like, that was unannounced until probably very recently, you know,
I'll say all the other requirements that are in there, that's a typical grant bid, so.
What was the estimated?
$681,750.55.
And if we add in all of the alternatives, is that like $1 million?
That's $1,200,000, I think. I don't
So
have
we're
that
gonna
one.
hire the canopy section out ourselves and just do it ourselves or something?
I think we should be able to.
You can,
We have to wait until,
the grant's
The
completed,
grant's done.
or those
Okay.
people have to pay the federal prevailing wage. Okay.
Unless- we still have, to me, we have $697 to spend.
And we're at 681.
We're at 681, so
Okay.
that's something I can ask her to add the canopy.
And that can be done when we select the contractor, you just add that on to it.
It would just make more sense, like, you would wanna build that and like flash it in and build it, like, not
I
cut into
totally
the
agree.
building later, it's
have the sidewalks, you want those posts in there too.
So
for the
foundation,
Yeah.
I think,
I don't think that's a big deal if there's money there and even to do a change order for that. I don't think that's a big, like, in that process of the grant payment, it's not a, once the contractor's selected, you can definitely fine tune it then.
So,
I'll just,
do we need a motion then to accept that?
I think so, because I wanna get with her and
I'll make a motion to approve the scope of work for the community center, get that out to bid as soon as possible.
I'll second.
Mr. Brumbaugh?
yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherrick?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Klein?
Yes.
And one last thing, for those of you who like to view these council meetings online, I forgot to turn the volume up at the first of the meeting. So, my apologies.
Man, we could've cussed you out then.
I turned it up, I don't remember when it was, but I forgot. My apologies.
Greg, I have one question. As far as the number 2, was winning softball tournaments, were we gonna discuss, like, what we would charge for the fields, or are we not charging?
There is on the facility use agreement, I don't know if you wanna change that. We just changed it last year, we updated it.
Okay, I didn't know, we have a price on there then? Okay,
You get so many games.
okay.
I think it's,
Did I turn in my
Well-
contract for the concession?
no.
Get there.
So, yeah, we have prices in there unless you wanna change them.
No,
Well, we
I'm
just
okay.
updated it.
I'm just curious, I don't remember seeing what they were. If you
I don't
wanna send
remember
that
off the top of my
something like
head.
I was thinking it was like $50 a game,
that. Okay,
but I think that's what it was. Or it's $180 a day for the field.
I think I remember that from Uncle Charlie's.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you. Sir?
Are you good? Good. At the last meeting, I was asked to write a letter to Sharon Mundy.
Cathay.
Wrote that on March 12th, probably she received that and had some conversations, I guess, in that regard. Greg and I have reviewed, because it's that season again with the junk and cars, of a good procedure of what to do and how to get those streamlined. We've got charges filed on one village individual that were filed just today, actually. And the chief and I have been working on a matter that she's been handed to her, unfortunately, but I think that's
It's done.
on its way to
It's
being done.
done.
Okay,
It's done.
good. And then Haley and I, Haley, I should say Alan?
Wilkins now.
Oh.
It was Alan. Remember, A to W.
So, we just filed some additional cases and some other exams on those to keep up on gas accounts and those sort of things. So those will be going through and she'll participate in that, or they'll pay up and we don't have to do anything. So hopefully that all works out that way. And that's all I have right now.
Now, when a person goes to court for the junk, does the administrator need to be there, or chief? Or?
Not unless I ask them to, well in
Okay.
advance.
Okay.
It'll be Greg.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just-
we can leave Tammy alone on those and we'll go with
Check.
Greg. Usually the people just wanna, they don't normally enter a plea at a arraignment, they wanna come and tell prosecutor all
Why
their
they
woes
have
and
all the-
troubles and
then she will.
everything.
She
So,
will.
and the nice thing is Macomb redrafted theirs, and most villages and stuff did, that when a person loses a trial or enters a plea, then it's between them and the court. The court is gonna order the problem abated, and if they don't, then they can take a non-jailable offense and make it jailable by not following a court order. So while having a junk vehicle is a minor misdemeanor, maybe a $25 fine or something, and get rid of the car, if they don't get rid of the car, and the judge gives them, 30 days to get rid of the car, they don't, that's between the judge and them, and we're done, we're not bothering, Greg anymore or anybody else, and he goes to jail if they won't follow the court order. And it's a shame that people let this happen to themselves, because, even court costs are $116, and probably for free, they could have the card removed.
And you
Cards
get
for kids and
paid.
everything else that's out there. And everything's got a value on it. I mean, what, car battery's $15 or something like that, everything's got a value on it. But a lot of times they let it go to that, and that's why I've always encouraged writing a letter. There's always some cases where you just don't, it's a repeat customer, but a lot of times you've got somebody that might be a grandma, and it's her unfortunate grandson's car who doesn't care and won't listen to her, so if we get her in trouble, then that usually helps take care of it. So you wanna write her a letter first and say, you better get this taken care of, or you're gonna go to court for your grandchild. But, well, we're working on that, and we'll get those done as they come along.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Rob? Chief?
Couple things. They're telling me I should be set to go by August. Tyler should be up and running, so fingers crossed. Could be before, but they're saying no later than August. And then we had talked to Sheriff Cortez when he come to visit about contract. I always keep an eye on the contract, and I had noticed that they had been doing school walkthroughs, like on the weekends. They had listed, and sometimes even in the evenings. Well, I have the cameras on my phone, and I'm like, who's leaving doors unlocked at the school? Because they have no way to get in. So I jumped on, and nothing was going on at the school. There was nobody at the school, and they're not doing school walkthroughs. So they're just driving in and driving right back out. So I did talk to Sheriff Cortez about that. He had me draft up a short letter, and that's what I did. Well, I noticed more school walkthroughs this weekend, so it didn't do me a whole lot of good. So just thought I'd let you guys know.
So they're basically listed school walkthrough, but the most they can do is basically drive around
Yeah, they're just driving around. Yeah.
the school, which
Yeah.
makes sense, I mean, they shouldn't be able to get in.
Right, and that's why I jumped on the cameras to look, because I'm like, who's leaving doors open and where?
But they're coding it as walkthroughs, I think, is that what
Yes.
I'm understanding? They're
Yeah.
coding
Not
as they're
doing a
walking through,
walk
they're not
through.
actually doing a
Well,
walkthrough.
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but
They're
they're just
saying-
showing up and driving around.
Yeah, they usually go in at the south end and drive around the school and back out at the bus area, which is not, I mean, that's what you can do. But don't put down for things for you guys to see what they're doing on their contract.
Basically like a basic patrol versus extra walkthrough is what you're saying?
Yes.
What did you call when they go up and shake the door, make sure it's locked? What was that called?
It's a premise check, and they're putting premise checks down for like here, this building. And I thought that was kind of strange, so I checked the camera and they didn't even pull in the parking lot, so.
So what's a business check then?
A business check is usually a walk, you usually go in and walk in. When I worked night shift over in Putnam, a business check was us actually pulling doors. We would pull doors to make sure other doors were locked, so nobody could get in. And because people are really good about leaving the doors unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if we found a door open, we'd call it out, and we'd actually go in and check inside the building to make sure nobody was in there or broke in, so.
Okay, so business checks are when they're open.
No, it's just like pulling doors, checking to make sure they're locked up.
Okay.
Those are, if they go inside the business, it's a foot patrol.
Okay.
And are you questioning the VFW?
Yeah.
I was questioning about that too. And
Okay.
I cannot answer that, I have no clue. I told the VF, because I know they did a walkthrough and they walked through a private party. So I told them, maybe keep the doors locked during that private party or put a sign up, private party, so they go in a different way.
Okay.
That is something they'll have to talk to Sheriff Cortez about, I can't answer that. So I had 6 incidences, 148 calls for service, and a couple accidents.
How many hours do we have a month with them?
The contract?
Yeah.
I think we're doing 10 hours
10
a
hours a
week.
week.
So,
And that was for the whole year, or were we doing a 6-month contract with him being
It
back?
was the year
Okay.
that we, of course, he was gonna send us an updated contract, cause he wanted to change the dates on it.
And did the price go down a little bit or something? Was that-
I think he said that, but we've not received
No.
anything.
So
It was
they
like down
renewed?
$2 or something. he
Yeah.
said.
Are they renewed for this year then?
Yeah, we did it, but I thought, we were just talking about it every so many months, that's what it was, I was.
They're gonna make it follow the calendar instead of like starting in May like ours originally did, like May to April, so that everything's on a calendar basis.
That's all I got.
I did just receive the March stats, but I haven't even printed them out. Spencer sends them in the middle of the night, because that's when he's on duty evidently. So. Any questions for Tammy? Well, I'm excited about Tyler finally.
You know, I am too.
Okay, I really don't have a whole lot tonight. Happy birthday. Tammy will turn 20 on the 20th. Right. I have been asked by 2 organizations to provide a pool pass for their raffle. The PTO at the school, they would like to have a pool pass, a donated one, and then they intend to purchase a couple of them based on their, I think it was their dollar sales, is what Emily had said. And the other one, the Cookie Festival, has reached out and would like a pool pass for their raffle. So if you feel that those are 2 good causes and willing to donate them, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion for the 2 pool passes for PTO and for,
I have a question about it. When does the Cookie Fest plan to do their raffle? Because they're at the end of July.
They have it down at the actual festival. So
So
it'll
probably
probably,
for 2026.
it'll be for the
Oh, okay.
following
So
year.
it's like that,
Yeah.
want to be used more. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry.
that's all right, you just ruined my train of thought there.
So, you only get to use it 4 times, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, we still
Free.
donate.
We'll get our, we're not losing
Deal
money
with
on
it.
that.
We have a motion on the floor, did you second?
I'll second it.
You better second.
Mr. Brumbault?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenstermaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Gill?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherry?
Yes.
Mrs. Klein?
Yes.
And the other thing, we did have an anonymous donor who has purchased numerous passes for all the kids that could possibly go at the daycare for the summer. So, I spoke with the daycare this last week, and, she's like, well, do we need to come up with a schedule? And I'm like, you can take them any day of the week you want to take them. I'm not worried about a schedule. So we come up with a master way for them to have all the kids that could possibly go, and they'll just X the ones that are going to go that day and the adults that will be with them. So hopefully we can get those lights up and going soon so that they can walk safely down there. It wouldn't surprise me that they might, if I ask maybe the dentist and them if they could walk the grass behind there as opposed till we get the safety feature. So that was a very nice surprise. The dumpsters, we do have 11 signed up, and I don't know, we've got all kinds of stuff that people want to get rid of. Several mattresses, and they were allowed to get rid of mattresses. We had Jerry Seiferd's pre-construction meeting. He ended up doing all 3 sides of his building, and there was some money, so it looks like he's going to get a new roof as well, since the HVAC system, we couldn't get a bid on that. I laid down in front of you the gas and ERUs. Haley put that in my mailbox today. It's really not looking too bad. I think the idea that May is your catch-up month, we are not carrying all these people throughout winter. So I think that was your idea, Jamie,
Yep,
so
that was mine.
thank you. It just, for some reason over the years, it got put back feather and feather, so. If you are so inclined and want to be a part of the Heart and Soul Refresh, I kind of have pawned that off to the community partnership. And there's a small group of, I think there's 5, including myself, that are gonna meet here the 23rd at 6 o'clock. So just to kind of look at that again, make sure that those statements are still very effective. Do we need to change anything? I'm not sure if there's much money attached to it as a full-blown grant, but we'll find out more when we meet with Cassie from the Community Foundation. And I think that is all I have. Any questions? We've been busy. You've all seen what Greg's all been working on. We just keep plugging away.
Is there any new update on the house purchase?
Yes. The gal from Key Realty sent a thing to Rob. He forwarded it to me. She was having an issue getting hold of Anna to get the brother's information down in Florida. Well, Anna's husband was taken, what they thought was a stroke, to the hospital. It wasn't a stroke. He was dismissed, came back home, fell and had to be taken out again. So she's been overloaded. But I went on and Googled, and I think I've got all the information, and I called that gal that day, and I let Anna know in an email. I wasn't trying to step on her toes. And she had mentioned the brother from Florida was a bike rider, and one of the emails listed was last one out or something like that, which is a bike thing. So I think I have the right guy.
Okay.
So
They're basically at the scheduling stage. They're looking to
Okay.
get his signature on the deed from Florida, and then the mayor, they'll schedule a little tiny closing, the mayor and I'll go, or whoever, and
So that closing happens, we don't have to necessarily wait for them to, then at that point, we give them so many days? Is that what that is? Okay.
So I know she's looking, I think Tammy spoke with her a little bit, definitely looking more for assisted living.
I got a question on that. What does the liability look like on that? If we close on the house and they can be there another 6 to 8 months, is that my understanding how that works? Do we have any liability issues?
you know, the liability issues. I mean, you're gonna have insurance, and one of the properties in your name for anybody that would get hurt on the property would be a guest, you know, different than landlord and tenant. I mean, if the roof caves in on top of them, I suppose they lost some living. It'd be a tough suit to say, well, you've looked at all the sheds and didn't, you know. But I don't think there's any liability concern to worry about.
Okay.
I can come up with hypotheticals, but I don't
I know Greg's been
Be a big
working
deal.
to get a couple estimates for a demo. I did notice that there's a lot of nice spring flowers out back, that we wanna make sure we dig those up, replant them at the park. So,
There used to be like a flower shop behind their original,
oh, really?
I think so.
And the front had tulips always, back
Mhm.
years ago, always.
Well, maybe we can donate some bulbs down there for the lions to put in.
Oh, that's true.
That'd be nice. Okay, thank you guys, have a great evening, and we'll get back on that other date